on, beautiful people? It is day 35 of our 0 to 10K challenge. I am Mark Sanchez, and it's a beautiful day. So today, I ended up submitting another bid for another $65,000, give or take. The numbers add up quickly. I just realized this. When you're doing residential jobs, it's harder to see those bigger numbers. But when you're seeing bigger numbers, your margins are not the same. So, like, you're seeing, a bid that's maybe 10 times larger, but you only walk away with $2,000, $3,000. So, it's when I started hearing these numbers, sometimes I get a little uncomfortable. But if you're running a business, and if you're not okay with charging, you shouldn't be in business, to be honest. You got to be okay with charging people money. Because a lesson that I've been learning lately is people will take as much generosity and charity as you're willing to give. If you're willing to give your time away, they'll take it. Like hand over fist. Rarely are you ever going to find someone that's just going to, no, we're going to pay you. So you have to set your own boundaries. That's what I'm learning, with the IT stuff. People being funny. Let's see. I'll listen to it. So that's something that you have to start understanding about the nature of what you're doing, because you're dealing with people and everybody's self-interested. Nothing wrong with people being the way they are, because people are people, but it means that you have your best interests at heart and they have theirs. And when you're billing, they want to keep their money in their pocket as long as they can, and you want to have that money that they have in their pocket in yours. So I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I don't like corporate antics, and I like to lead with the truth and being straight up with people. For instance, I told the guy I was going to be $850. You gotta, this is what it is. Followed up, expired, sent him a message, no response. Call the office. This, and my dad's in this, and I just told him really straight up, hey, moving forward, any work you want me to do, you're gonna have to pay for me up front to do it. I am not okay with, I'm not okay with doing the work and not getting paid. You can't do that with your IT people. You can't do it with any of your staff. Don't do it with me. You're kind of eroding the trust that we have here. And the reason why we have trust is because we have terms. I made sure to ask you, do you need net 15? Do you want me to bill monthly? You didn't say that. You didn't say you need any of that. So since we're having a break in communication, you're losing trust with me. If you need more time, if you need 7 days, if you need 15 days, if you do payroll every 21st of the month, you say that. So then there's no break in communication. I have no reason not to trust you. Again, my trust is linked to the service I did for you for free. So I did my part. The way you build trust with me and I build trust with you is I do it for free. That's the way you ask for something, I do it. If you don't want to pay, then we start getting into the lines of, hey, moving forward, if you need me to do something, you're going to have to pay up front, and we're going to have a flat rate for that, and you're going to, and then we're going to take it from there. But that's something that I'm doing. I can't say that's always the best practice, but when I see a pattern of something, I have to call it out. Maybe it's overcorrecting, but in business, if you choose not to see it, what you're playing with is sometimes the money that you're going to be using to pay your rent, pay your mortgage, pay your bills. And when you need it and it's not there, it's real tough. So it becomes a matter of, hey, if I'm paying with my time and my life to do something, I want what I've given you back, which is the service, right? The money. But aside from that, I am, finishing setting up our invoicing system with where we have how much we charge, and setting up our terms of service, our terms and conditions in our quote system, setting up our invoicing with our terms of service and our quotes, and then integrating HR aspects into that, and integrating our Zoho Zoom into that, because we have people we manage. And I have to do it this way because when we get busy, it's just going to be impossible. Like, you're not going to be as creative. You're going to be frantic, neurotic, and cranky, to be honest. And if you're having to leave your house at 8 a.m. and you don't get back till 3, like, you have a very low likelihood of being creative enough to do something at that point. Like, you may just be spinning your gears. So understanding that life is going to happen, so just working on it when there's time, when there's lulls, and making sure that we're creating systems and workflows and processes. A workflow is, to me, plain and simple, a workflow to me is, I'll give you a problem. So my workflows are based on problems. So, for instance, we have a problem because we manage inventory. Our inventory has to deal with chemicals, top coats, flakes, aluminum oxide, basically inventory, and us not knowing, right? So when we have to, when people aren't available, or it's low, nobody is really communicating, that's on us. So my workflow is really just going to be, I'm going to have an automatic email go to a Google Sheet, right? And that Google Sheet is going to basically say inventory for the week. And it's going to ask for that email every single week. So it's going to automatically upload something to the extent of what's the inventory for these amount of products. And then it's going to, from that email, it's going to submit it's going to go to another process, like a form. And it's going to go to that person's email or phone number and saying, hey, what are the quantities of this product? And then that's going to go back to the form, the sheet, and it's going to come back to me. So that's how that's kind of my workflow. And really just trying to make the process better, right? Make it easier for me. Make it just like the process more fluid. So for instance, if I'm sending an invoice or a quote, what I want and what I believe is good practice is, if I'm going to send you a quote, if I'm sending you a quote online, that quote that I'm sending you now has our terms and conditions. It has exactly all the information for your flooring information. It has literally everything that you would need. Then from there, it's going to go to our DocuSign. It's going to go to our DocuSign, which is going to allow us to sign that document. It's going to allow us to sign that document, and now we have it categorized. Now, and then there's a portal for it. So, like, these little things start making your job easier in making you look more professional, making you more organized, because the issue is never when you're slow, because sometimes there's just not enough work. The problem is when you're busy, you drop the ball. Like, it happens. Like, things will slip through the cracks. So creating those processes, so when you guys get busy, you're going to be in a position where not only are you going to miss less, and a lot less will fall through the cracks, you start to get happier customers. you start to, like, my next thing is I'm gonna work on is a onboarding flow from invoice, from quote invoice to thank you for signing up, here's your order, expect this on this date. And then it follows up with them every week. Hey, we're going to be out there this week, or XYZ. So those are the things that I'm working on, and I'm gonna keep sharing these things with you because I have to work on the, like, they're kind of like, I'm just kind of compelled to do so. And I'm just trying to work on these things in a way where I get my time back, because I know I don't want to do that. I don't want to send a quote, I don't want to send this, I don't want to send that, but I do it regardless. And when I go through a customer process, I have to walk through with them. We have to choose a color. Are they going to get a vapor barrier? What are some other requests that they had? Are they doing the risers? Is it a frost wall? Do they want the seams filled? Things like that. Things that fall through the cracks. So, finding triggers, right? So, like having a trigger that goes from quote to invoice, right? From invoice, once it goes to invoice, that means they accepted it. From there, the onboarding process starts. Whatever we put inside the customer notes goes into the onboarding process saying, these are the information you want. Now that creates a nice, beautiful experience where the people in the field now get transparency and communication, where it's, these are the things that they wanted. These are the pictures of the job. This is what is required of you. When it's done, submit a picture, and now it will be on the portal. So, yeah, there are things in process, but truly, if you're really resourceful, in my opinion, you're working on as little as a budget as possible. I feel like the laziest thing you could do is sometimes to throw $1,000 at it, because what you're really just bloating your entire process and not really getting what you want. Just talk and walk. But with that being said, these are some things I'm working on, and it is a beautiful Friday. We're gonna head down to, now we're gonna see if we can get these cabinets done, but once it's all said and done, it's gonna be a beautiful time, and I'm gonna let you know how it goes. Bye-bye.